I've been doing YouTube since 2011, and since then I started 33 different YouTube channels from zero. Some have failed and some have gotten millions of subscribers and made me millions of dollars. I also invest in YouTube creators through my venture capital, so I have access to data that literally no one else has. And I regularly speak to thousands of creators who are in my community, and to this day I keep starting new channels, some of which end up getting over 100,000 subscribers in the first 30 days of starting. So today I want to share with you all of my best advice on how to beat this new YouTube algorithm, and of course how to actually beat the new YouTube game in 2026 and beyond. First of all, if you have multiple interests, start multiple channels. A few years ago, I would have told you that that was a terrible idea. And back then, I was 100% right. Because back then, making videos was not just slow and painful, but the YouTube algorithm worked in a way where if you didn't have subscribers, you wouldn't get the views. But that has completely changed with AI and with this new algorithm. If you use AI tools the right way, you can make better videos much faster and cheaper than before. Like literally, sometimes it takes me less than 20 minutes to make one video that ends up getting millions of views on a niche that I have zero knowledge about. I'm not even experienced in any of the subjects when I make videos on those channels, on those faceless channels. But secondly, this new algorithm really favors small and brand new accounts as well, and you don't need a lot of subscribers. Like this guy literally just made this YouTube channel. July 1st he joins YouTube, July 2nd he posts a video that gets 250,000 views, faceless video. And this is happening with big personal brand channels as well. For example, Ali Abdallah, who was a massive YouTuber with like 6 million subscribers, now barely gets 30,000 views. We can see his subscribers and views declining every single month. Iman Gaji as well, his views are really declining like crazy. And then you have these brand new channels that get millions of views in their first uploads, while channels with 44 million subscribers are stuck at like 5 to 10k views. So you no longer need subscribers. But the biggest reason is you learn way faster with more channels because you get to borrow what works from one and drop it into the others. I mean, it's kind of like how Elon runs his companies. Whatever he figures out over at SpaceX, he carries over to Tesla, and whatever he learns there goes back the other way, so each company keeps leveling up of the other ones. And your channel can work the exact same way. I mean, I know that there are some channels that I start and I post really good videos with good packaging, but they just don't go anywhere. And then I take the same uploads, the same video files on a brand new channel with 0 subscribers with slightly different packaging, and then it suddenly takes off. So more channels, more data, more shots. The second one ties right into that, and that is to make your videos stupid simple to produce. Take a look at this YouTube channel. Their first upload got 1 million views, and it's just this very simple whiteboard style of animation, like hand-drawn animation, but this is all just AI. I made a step-by-step tutorial explaining why this actually works so well and how to make these videos step-by-step, but the thing is, consistency is the thing that actually wins on YouTube, and you just can't be consistent in every video. It requires you a lot of time to create. I had a client who had a channel where it took her 20 days to make one single video because she wanted this complex editing and complex visuals, and sure, her stuff was good, but it was not sustainable. After 2 uploads, she said she's gonna quit because there's no way she's gonna sustain making a video for 20 days. So we just sat down, ripped her whole process apart, and made it a lot more simple. And once we did that, it now takes her less than 20 minutes to make a single video that gets a lot more views, because your viewers don't care how you made the videos as long as they provide value and your viewer can get something out of it. You don't need crazy animations or tens of hours of editing to give someone value. I've noticed this with my own personal brand channels as well. A channel where I just speak into the camera and there's no editing, no animations, gets like 30 to 20,000 views, even though I just started that account. I barely have any subs, compared to this one where we have crazy thumbnails and crazy animation and I'm sitting in the studio, but we get like 4 to 5k views. That's because I would assume that no one really cares about editing and transitions and animations unless they are getting value out of the video. And remember, this is a long game. The person who puts out a simple video every week for a year will always be the person who burns out of 3 fancy ones every single time. Simple scales, fancy fails. Next one is also quite boring but really important. If you are using AI to write your scripts, no matter what AI tool you're using, it will in most of the cases confidently tell you things that are just not true. And if you you post a video on YouTube with full made up facts, funnily enough, their AI, Google Gemini, will analyze the script, and if it notices that you are spreading misinformation, they will limit your reach. They will not allow you to get tons of views because they don't want to spread misinformation. Therefore, you can either manually fact check your scripts, or you can use this prompt right over here, which in a second I'm going to show you where to get it for free. But you're going to copy this prompt, you're just going to go to Claude, paste it, and then just paste your script at the bottom. So we're essentially telling Claude to use its strongest model, which is at the moment Opus 4.8. Make sure that one is selected. It's for complex tasks, and it's going to take about 5 minutes to research this properly, and it's either just going to rewrite the script for you or tell you which stuff is unconfirmed, which is not accurate, and then you just change those parts. You can get this free prompt and many others inside of my free community when you go to the classroom and then go to AI systems. Number 4, use this free tool to find high profit niches. I just want to say I'm not sponsored by this tool. I don't have an affiliate link. The reason I'm showing it is because at the moment it is completely free to use, and it's going to allow you to find new niches and faceless channels for free with Claude. It's this thing called nextlev.io/MCP. When you go to this part of the website, you can scroll a little bit down and you can find the link right over here. If you are using Claude or ChatGPT, just copy that, go into your Claude account, click on the plus icon, then simply go to connectors, add connector, add a custom connector, then paste that link in this box. The link is right here, and then just call it nextlev and then just click add. Now you can, for example, ask it to find 10 channels that started less than 60 days ago and already have 500,000 total views, and it's just going to tell you the channels, and it's going to tell you their stats as well, including the RPM or how much they're potentially making every month. And at the moment you can do this for free, but obviously they're probably going to try and upsell you different things, so you don't have to pay for anything, and you shouldn't use it only while it's free. If it's no longer free by the time you're watching this video, here's what you can do. You can ask Claude with any account with no other AI tools to find some channel topics that you can cover that would attract an audience that can watch 25-minute long videos, audience primarily Western, and ideally people that are 40 and older. And then once it gives you some ideas, you can copy those keywords, you can paste them into the YouTube search bar, then click on filter, upload date this month, and you can also optionally prioritize by popularity. And this is just going to show you the most popular videos on that subject in the last 30 days, and you can just take out those topics because, for example, this channel over here only has 18k subscribers, but in the first 2 weeks they got 53,000 views. So perhaps that's a topic that's really hot right now in that niche. So this allows you to research niches and channels and video ideas for free. Number 5 is to stop hunting for the perfect niche. This is a question that I get a lot, and it is like, how do I find the perfect niche that I know will get views and make me money? And the honest answer is that that niche usually doesn't exist, because if a niche has low competition, it's normally low competition for a reason, which is that there is no real money or demand sitting there. But what I can tell you is that this is my holy trinity of high profit niches. Basically anything that allows you to make long videos, attract a Western audience above the age of 40. That way you're maximizing your revenue per view, because those people are more likely to spend money on YouTube. Next up, I wouldn't rely just on ad revenue, but I would sell digital products. There are a lot of faceless channels, this is not a real person by the way, this is an AI avatar, that sell PDF guides and digital products right now, and most of my faceless channels make 5 times more money from digital products than they do from ad revenue. Because if you think about it, the reason you're even earning money from ads is because someone is spending money to show ads to your audience, and then YouTube is just splitting that ad revenue with you almost 50-50. So when you make $10,000 in ad revenue, that means that someone spent at least $20,000 to show ads on your channel, and the reason they spend that much is because they probably made more by selling something to your audience. And so that's why we're seeing more and more faceless channels that just do that directly. They just sell different things with their channels, even though most of it looks like AI slop, but still works very well. All right, next up we're going to talk about how to fix the 0 views problem, because I know a lot of you are stuck on this, you're not getting enough views. And the first thing we want to do is we don't want to look at the view count, we actually just want to look at impressions. So you're going to open up your YouTube studio, you're going to go to one of the videos that you've posted, you're going to go to the analytics and then click on reach, and that's going to show you the impressions. If you are getting impressions but you're not getting any clicks and your click-through rate is below 5%, that means that you immediately have to change title or thumbnail, or both. If you are seeing impressions here, YouTube algorithm is trying to get you views, but you didn't do a good job at packaging your video and no one is clicking. But if you are getting almost no impressions at all, that means that YouTube likely doesn't know yet who to show your videos to. And this can be the reason that perhaps you just started your YouTube channel and you only have a couple of videos, so it takes a little bit of time for the algorithm to figure out who to even push these videos to, or you're just making one of the 11 mistakes that I spoke about in my last video on this exact same channel. Either way, one of the cool fixes now, if you are using solo AI, you can go to YouTube Performance Analyzer. You can just copy your YouTube link, paste it in this box, click collect video, and right here where it asks you for the analytics, just go to this page, upload at least 3 different screenshots where you show your reach and ideally your retention graph as well. You can also manually confirm your metrics and then just click generate diagnosis, and it's going to tell you exactly what's going on, how many views you have missed, why you're not getting views. It's going to recommend different titles that you should test, different thumbnail fixes, and then at the bottom it's even going to give you a checklist of things that you should do in order to actually revive that video. Number 8, quit the channel that's not working. If you've been posting for a while, like you have at least 10 videos on your channel and none of them are getting any traction, just let it go. If you don't feel excited about the niche anymore, fuck it, just let it go. And especially if you're not getting any impressions after 10 uploads, it means that YouTube had basically decided that it doesn't trust that channel, and there's usually no magic button that you have to click on to fix that. But if you are getting impressions and you're just not getting clicks, that's a different story. That means the channel is alive. You just need to fix something about ideas or packaging. And this is really where running multiple channels pays off, because again, you are collecting data from different points and you can also just give up on a channel that you don't really like anymore. Next up, a lot of you are asking me, how do I even find all of these faceless channels that are blowing up and then I model what's working from them? I'm usually looking at channels that are new but already getting a lot of views, like a channel with only 5 to 10 videos, but in total they got at least 500,000 views. So I'm hunting for the outliers, the videos that are doing way more views than the channel subscriber count, because basically that's the algorithm screaming at you, telling you that this subject is hot right now. And then I go make videos on the stuff they haven't covered yet in the same lane. And especially if you find new faceless channels and you go to their most popular videos, and videos from about a month ago have a lot more views than they have subscribers, you need to model that. Next one is the most boring on the entire list, and that's your channel settings. Here's what you gotta do, especially if this is your brand new channel. You're gonna go to channel settings, you're gonna go to your channel right here, basic info, and then to the keywords, just enter 5 to 10 keywords that are actually related to your channel. If you spam with random keywords not related to your channel, just so you can try and trick the algorithm to get you views, you will not get the best results. Then go to advanced settings, select no, this channel was not made for kids. Then go to feature eligibility and make sure all of these 3 are enabled and you've verified your account. Next up, in the upload defaults, if there are some default links that you would love to always have in your description, just paste them here and they will stay there forever until you remove them, of course, or change them. Then go to advanced settings and make sure to unselect automatic chapters and key moments. Then go to community moderation. And if you see any scams being promoted in your comments, block all of those words. If anyone is spamming, this is AI, this is an AI voice, make sure to put them here, so even when they comment, those comments are just not gonna show up. Next up, you want to fix your hooks. You basically have less than 15 seconds to convince someone to watch the rest of the video, and that's really important. And instead of asking AI for generic hooks which are based on nothing, because ChatGPT doesn't have access to YouTube data, I've actually compiled a list of hooks from the most popular videos on different channels, and I made them into frameworks. So these are the first lines of videos that are already getting millions of views, and I just made a list, and you can then adjust this framework to your own niche and to your own videos, and you have viral proven hooks that work. I've compiled this list. It is completely free inside of my free community. When you go to the classroom, go to AI systems, click on hooks on the left side, and you'll find a document here. Next up, you need to start AI maxing. YouTube is investing billions of dollars in building AI tools for creators, and I mean, their CEO really loves AI. I feel like that they're now rewarding channels that do use AI compared to those that do not. And I mean, all my monetized faceless channels use AI. YouTube built VO3 for video generation. They built Reimagine AI for YouTube Shorts. They own Gemini. They're baking AI directly into YouTube Studio, and they built Google AI Studio for voices. Now, I'm not saying that you should stop making good videos and start pumping AI slop, but I'm saying that you should find a way to use AI in your content. Whether it's to use the native AI tool Ask Studio directly in your YouTube Studio that summarizes your comments or gives you new video ideas, or you use Gemini to research your scripts, or you use that Reimagine AI for your shorts. Whatever it is, you should bake a little bit of AI in your content to make it better and faster and cheaper. Honestly, there's no real pride in doing everything the hard way just to say you did it yourself, because while you're refusing to touch any of this, creators that are using AI to create content that's again better, faster, and cheaper are gonna get all the views. And viewers don't really care how you made the video as long as the video is good and valuable. There's plenty of ways to use AI the right way that actually make your content better. Next up, you want to make every video say something new. This new AI algorithm reads your transcript and tries to figure out whether you shared something that everyone already knows and is generic, or whether you have something that's obscure and novel. Because if you don't bring anything new to the table, there's no reason for the YouTube algorithm to show your videos to a wider audience. Why would they? So I've created this prompt where you can say, I'm creating a YouTube video title, and then just paste your title. I want this video to feel new and not like something people have already heard before. Find lesser known facts, obscure details, surprising insights, and just do the research and give me 10 unique points that I can use in this video. And then we submit that, and then Claude does the research and finds these facts so we can share something that people are not already sharing. Number 14, use Google Gemini that's baked into your studio. Next time you log in, click on this button here to ask Studio, and this is where you can ask it to like summarize comments, suggest new video ideas. You can even ask it like, based on what people are commenting and other channels they're watching, what are some of the things I should address in my videos next? So it's kind of gonna feel like you're reading your viewers' minds, and this is really cool because it's all done automatically for you for free. Like, this is YouTube building AI tools for creators because they love AI. For example, this is where I saw the point that I made in this video about fact checking your scripts. All right, next we're gonna talk about 11 new things that this modern YouTube algorithm hates so that you can avoid them in order to actually get views. First of all, the algorithm hates when you try to be original. And no one's gonna tell you this because gurus are mostly gonna tell you that you should be unique and you should make videos on something that no one has ever made videos about before. But when you're doing that, you're really gambling. There's no proof of concept that that's actually going to perform well or that people even want that. What actually works is stealing. You take a title and thumbnail format that's already blowing up in a totally different niche and you just remix it for yours. And to be clear, I'm not saying that you should copy the exact same videos, titles, and thumbnails for someone else. That's also not gonna work. I'm telling you, borrowing what works from somewhere else and bringing it somewhere new is what works at the moment. And later, I'm gonna give you 100 viral YouTube title frameworks that you can apply to any niche. So I pulled this from a bunch of different channels that are winning right now. I'm gonna show you later where to get it for free. But anyway, secondly, the algorithm hates bad hooks in the first 10 seconds of your videos. Look, check the retention graph of any of your YouTube videos and you'll see that almost 50% of people are out in the first 30 seconds. So you really have less than 15 seconds to grab someone's attention and get them to keep watching the video, or else they're out. And if you're not sure what hooks to use, I've actually extracted hooks from channels that are blowing out right now, went to their most popular videos, and I took the first lines that I used and I turned them into frameworks that you can apply to any niche. You can access this document completely free of charge inside of my free community. Literally just go to the classroom right here, go to AI systems. There you're gonna find a bunch of free stuff. Hooks document is right here. Next thing the algorithm hates is leaving dead videos sitting on your channel. Look, if you go to your YouTube studio, you go to analytics, you click on content, then you click on videos, then you select lifetime, you'll be able to see your average click-through rate and average view duration. And bad videos are gonna pull your average down. And the worse your average click-through rate and view duration is, the less the YouTube algorithm will promote your videos, because obviously overall your channel is not doing well and they want people on the platform longer. And if your channel as a whole fails to do that, why would I promote your videos? So never let the video that flopped sit there forever. Again, YouTube now judges your channel as a whole, and when you post something new, it's gonna look at the catalog of your other videos, and if all the other videos are really bad and are not getting clicks or not getting watch time, you're starting from a very bad position no matter how good your future uploads are. So if you've got a pile of old videos that got basically no views, they're quietly dragging the average down, and therefore my rule is pretty simple. If you have a video that is older than 14 days and is still getting basically no views, you can just delete it, remove it from the channel. Next up, algorithm hates when you upload longer videos without adding chapters. And the thing is, YouTube can now treat each chapter as its own entity in the search result. That single chapter can now show up in search all on its own, completely separate from your main video title. So one video can get a whole bunch of different searches pulled together to it because of chapters. And secondly, chapters can also get people to watch longer. I mean, a good chapter list kind of previews everything that's coming in the video, so you can can write them in a way that builds a little curiosity and makes people want to stick around to get to that part. Now, I know that writing good chapters is boring, repetitive, and annoying, so this is the prompt that I use. You can access it for free in the free community. Just copy it from here, go to Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever AI tool you use, paste the prompt, and then go to your YouTube video, go to the description, click on show transcript, and then just copy the entire transcript from the right hand side and paste it here. Now, this is the prompt that gives you SEO timestamps. So these timestamps are gonna be full of keywords to help you rank higher in the search results, both on Google and YouTube. But I also sometimes use the retention timestamps prompt, and this is gonna make chapter names curiosity based so that people want to keep on watching to open up those chapters. They're completely different depending on what sort of videos you make and depending on what's your goal. Either way, both of these prompts are gonna be inside of my free community. I mean, when you get those chapters, all you gotta do is copy them and just put them in the description box of your videos. Next up, algorithm kind of hates it when you're not using AI. Look, YouTube is investing billions of dollars in building AI tools for creators. I mean, their CEO really loves AI, and I feel like that they're now rewarding channels that do use AI compared to those that do not. And I mean, all my monetized faceless channels use AI. YouTube built Veo 3 for video generation. They built Reimagine AI for YouTube Shorts. They own Gemini. I mean, they're baking AI directly into YouTube Studio. They also built Google AI Studio for voices. Now, I'm not saying that you should stop making good videos and start pumping out AI slop, but just find a way to use AI in your process. Whether it's to use their native Ask Studio AI tool that now we all have right here, where you can just ask it to summarize comments for you and give you video ideas, and you can discuss your channel with this AI tool directly into the YouTube Studio. Again, they really love AI. Or you can use Gemini to research your scripts or fact check your videos, or you can use their AI tools for shorts. Honestly, there's no real pride in saying that, oh, I didn't use AI, I did everything myself, because while you're refusing to touch any of this, other creators are using AI to speed up their process, and they end up putting out better videos faster and for way less money. And the audience really doesn't care what tools you use to make videos, as long as they're good and they're providing value. Why would they even care? There's plenty of ways to use AI the right way that actually make your content much better. Now works. So refusing to use AI is not doing your viewers any favor. Next thing the algorithm hates is when you use AI the wrong way. A lot of people go to ChatGPT and similar AI tools and ask it for video ideas with no previous context. But the thing is, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, they don't have access to YouTube data, and they will confidently tell you things that are not true. So never ask AI for random ideas like that. What you want to do instead is feed it a title structure that's already proven to get views, something taken straight from a real outlier video that actually blew up, and just have it adapt that exact frame but to your topic. So instead of getting AI to reinvent something good from scratch, which is most likely not gonna work, you're handing it a skeleton that's already been tested in the real world, and it just fills in your version of it. Again, to make things easier for you, I have a list of 100 viral title frameworks, and you can find this inside of my free community. It's called OPB 100 Viral Title Frameworks, and then you can just download this as a PDF file, open up Claude, drag and drop that PDF file, and just describe your niche. So I can say, I'm making YouTube videos about luxury perfumes and watches. I need you to adapt these title skeletons to my niche, and don't change the title skeletons, just adapt 1 or 3 words maximum to make them relate to a channel that speaks about luxury perfumes and other videos that speak about luxury watches. And then you just submit that. All right, number 7 is mostly for faceless channels and those that are using AI voices from 11 Labs and similar AI tools. If you are using the same voice as thousands of other channels, you will most likely be shadow banned, or your reach will be limited. Because, you know, most people just grab the most popular voice of whatever tool they're using and slap it straight onto their videos. But you should really not do that, because YouTube can now hear that the same voice is on thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of other videos. So the fix is a little bit boring, but it works, and that is to either just clone your own voice, or even better, record your own voiceovers. You can do that for free, because the second your faceless channel sounds exactly the same as hundreds of other channels, then YouTube is gonna treat it as yet another copy. Next up, the algorithm hates wasted space. You only get 2 things to convince someone to click on your videos. You have title and thumbnail, that's it. And most creators waste space by repeating what's already said in the title and the thumbnail as well. But the thumbnail is supposed to add something that the title didn't mention before. The title sets up a question or statement, and the thumbnail adds a layer of emotion, urgency, proof, or curiosity. So you can copy this prompt and paste it into Claude. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna get this title idea that Claude recommended from one of the previous title frameworks that I've submitted. All I gotta do is insert that title here, and it's gonna give me title options based on a curiosity gap, fear, warning, desired outcome, display for surprise, or social proof and scale. And even more importantly, it's gonna be 1 to 3 words maximum. And then you can just pick one of these. Next up, the algorithm really hates videos that feel like everyone else's. I mean, YouTube's AI is now analyzing your transcripts as soon as you upload. And if your script is saying the same thing as hundreds of other videos on that same subject, then YouTube has no reason to push you to a wider audience. I mean, the same thing has been said 1,000 times before. And this is really big because a lot of people look, especially in the finance space, they see a bunch of channels that have exploded and they want to start the same channel and they just start sharing the same generic stuff as everyone else, and that obviously never works. They never get any views. But the way I handle this is before I make a single script, I just look at 5 most popular videos, like when you copy and paste your title into the search bar and you find a couple of videos that have covered the same subject, you can see what they said in their videos and just not say the same thing as them. You can also look at what comments are saying. You can just ask yourself, okay, how can I challenge this common advice? If they're talking about X, how can I say Z? So what you can do is you can go to 5 videos from your competitors, go to their description, then click on transcript, then copy everything, attach these transcripts to Claude and paste this prompt right here. And this is going to give you everything you need to make your content stand out. Next up, the algorithm hates new accounts that post with no warm-up. This one no one really talks about, but this could be the main reason why your videos are stuck under 500 views. I mean, YouTube has to decide whether there is a real human creator behind that new account that was just made, or whether you're just another farm bot. And before it decides to push your videos to a lot of people, it just wants to see whether you're a real human who uses the platform like a real person. So what I do when I start a brand new channel is I spend maximum 3 days just engaging as a real human being. I just open up a couple of videos in my niche, like, engage, naturally do that, play a couple of videos, and if you're really serious about that channel, then you can invest in YouTube Premium and other paid services from Google and YouTube related to that YouTube account, as obviously no bot is gonna do that. And I mean, that's only a couple of bucks a month, but it helps quite a lot. However, I do gotta say that that doesn't necessarily have to always be the case. There are a bunch of new accounts. For example, this one, they started 7 days ago, 250,000 views on their first video on the same day that they made this account. Like literally joined July 1st, this video uploaded July 2nd, 200,000 views already. Next up is packaging your video in a way that either gives away the whole answer before anyone clicks, or just repeats itself so much there's nothing left to be curious about. I saw a good example of this in the health space recently. I mean, there's a video with a thumbnail that says melt arterial plaques fast, and I mean, here's the reason why it failed. I mean, first of all, arterial plaques is just a complicated term for a normal person scrolling past. It slows down how fast they understand what they're even looking at. Secondly, the thumbnail kind of gives you the whole answer right away without even you watching the video, so the mystery is gone before you even click. And third, the title barely says anything the thumbnail didn't already say, so you're reading the same exact idea twice instead of getting a reason to actually click. Alright, next I'm gonna show you that you can completely change your life with YouTube in just 30 days, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it. I started this faceless channel 30 days ago from absolute zero, like 0 views, 0 subs, and it got monetized in less than a week and now already makes over $10,000 from ad revenue. And before you say, yeah, but you've been on YouTube for 15 years, so that's not surprising. Well, in this video, I'm not only gonna show you my channel, but I'm gonna show you 20 other channels that blew up in their first 30 days, all from completely different niches. I'm also going to explain what is currently the biggest YouTube opportunity right now that everyone is missing, and why this is the easiest YouTube will ever be. And then of course, I'm gonna show you how you can change your life with YouTube over the next 30 days. Let's get started. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I run a bunch of faceless channels, like for example, this one, which makes 27 grand a month, and I only started it 2 months ago. But as I said, I have a lot of experience, so it's not fair to just show my channels. Therefore, before I explain what's actually going on, here's a channel that only started 3 weeks ago, and their first video has 300,000 views on a channel that at the time had 0 subscribers. Now they have only 4 uploads, and according to this tool, they're making $12,000, or they made $12,000 in the first 3 weeks of starting this channel. It's not even 30 days. So what the hell is going on? Well, the biggest YouTube opportunity right now is that there are 2 shifts happening in the YouTube algorithm that are completely changing how channels will grow on this platform in the future. The first one is that Google rolled out Gemini-based recommendations inside the YouTube algorithm, which means that brand brand new channels with 0 subscribers can now instantly match with the right audience, even if they literally just started, which was impossible before. In the past, you really needed to have an audience in order for that audience to find your channel. But now the algorithm finds the right audience for you no matter what niche you're in. That's why a 30-day-old channel with 0 subscribers can outperform a 10-year-old channel with millions of subscribers just because the algorithm thinks the topic fits the viewer better. I'm not gonna talk from my ass here, here's proof. These guys have been around for a decade and they have 44 million subscribers, but if you look into their views, they barely pass 10k views with 44 million subscribers. And then a channel with 0 subs gets 300,000 views and 100,000 views and 1 million views. And the second shift is that YouTube went through a massive demonetization wave last month where a bunch of channels lost access to partner program, so there's less competition for the spots that are left, and the channels that actually put real effort into their content are getting more reach than they have in years. This means literally any niche can now blow up in less than 30 days. I mean, here's another proof. This is Alex. He is in my community, and before he joined, he had never made a single YouTube video in his life. 0 experience, and his channel blew up in the first 30 days of starting. I mean, here's an actual recording of our latest coaching call, so you can hear it from the man himself.
It's active for around a month, and I have only 4,000 subscribers.
We all followed your posts in the community and love to see it, man.
That's so thanks to you. I started everything connected to YouTube 1 month ago.
1 month ago, you've never done YouTube before?
Yeah. That is my first like take on professional YouTube in my life.
That is incredible, man.
Now, it's not just people in my community, there's plenty of other people that blew up in their first 30 days of starting. For example, this YouTube channel over here, they started 30 days ago and their first video has 500,000 views. And if you go to their analytics, we can see they made $20,000 in the first 30 days of starting. I don't know about you, but that seems like life-changing money in the first month. Here's another YouTube channel over here that started just 1 month ago. And if we go to their analytics, by the way, they already have 100,000 subscribers in just 1 month. That was unheard of just a year ago. 17 grand in the first 30 days. Another YouTube channel over here started 3 weeks ago. Their second video has 1.4 million views. Chloe versus History. This is a very high quality, high effort channel, but they have 3 videos in the first month of starting. They made, I believe, over 20 grand from revenue, and then they also have a store where they sell products. Now, these are super high quality AI videos. This is not slop, and I would assume that they probably spend maybe even $1,000 in credits to make a single video. But if they spend $3,000 on 3 videos and made $20,000 back, that's still some life-changing money. Here's another YouTube channel over here. They started 1 month ago. Their most popular videos have millions of views, and in the first 30 days of starting, they made 7 grand. Here's another YouTube channel over here. Their first video, like, we literally go to their oldest, 2.4 million views, 2.1 million views. That's $8,000 in the first 30 days. Here's another YouTube channel over here. They started 1 month ago, and their first video has 400,000 views. That's what I'm telling you about this new algorithm. And if they had affiliate links for these products, they would have probably made 3 times more money. I mean, they made $10,000 already from ad revenue, but since they're promoting clothes, it makes sense to just link these clothes in the description. And if those were affiliate links, they could earn some really decent commissions, because the only reason people watch these is because they want to buy these products. Here's another YouTube channel that just blew up in 1 month of starting. Another YouTube channel that blew up with only 8 videos and in less than 30 days. Another channel that blew up in their first 30 days of starting. Very interesting content. Another YouTube channel that blew up in their first 30 days with some really unique style of animation. They're using AI for this. This channel blew up in their first 2 weeks, literally the first 15 days of starting. This channel blew up in their first 30 days. You can see the second upload got 400,000 views. This guy, Aussie Finance with Luke, makes $5,800 a month. There's another YouTube channel that just started 1 month ago and their first video has 1.8 million views. And I actually have a list of over 1,000 channels that are making between $5,000 and $50,000 a month, and most of them started 30 to 60 days ago. Plenty of people in my community are getting insane results. For example, Chris made $8,000 in 30 days from his channel. We can see that he got monetized on April 7, and from, I believe, April 7 until April 30-ish, he made $8,000 in ad revenue. Here's Mahesh, $5,500 crossed and 1.2 million views in 20 days of starting this YouTube channel. If you're in the community, you'll see Mahesh on a bunch of other live coaching calls that we do every single week. And you can also watch the recordings here. Joy, for example, did $31,000 in 1 month by selling a product on his YouTube channel. And then after that, he actually shared a post, an update 18 days ago, where he shared that he only has 18,000 subs, but made $230,000 in 6 months. And he says that perhaps this is a cap, like maybe he just hit the limit, but I don't really think so. However, there is a problem, and most people will still fail despite all of this. And not because the system doesn't work. It clearly works. I literally just showed you proof how YouTube is changing lives in less than 30 days of people starting YouTube. But the ones that will fail are the ones that will quit after 5 uploads, or they will just pick the wrong niche, or they will use the wrong AI tools the wrong way. But if you do things correctly at the right time, at the right speed, there is very high chance that posting YouTube videos can in fact change your life in 30 days, the same way it did for thousands of people over the last few months. Okay, seeing all of these people get results is great, but how do you change your life with YouTube? First of all, if you want to do it yourself, I have an absolutely free community with 93,000 members inside, where you can go to the classroom and you'll find a bunch of free resources to the left. The most are going to be inside of AI Systems Classroom. There, you're going to find a bunch of these templates to use. You can literally open it up, and that gives you these Notion documents with all the prompts you can copy and paste to start these faceless channels. I also left some as an example. There, you're going to find a bunch of free text guides and free tools that I left, checklists and prompts, all for free. But if you want to speed up the process, like the people in my community, like Sebastian that's doing 40 grand a month, like Owen that's doing 21 grand a month, Esther that's getting digital product sales, people getting monetized very, very fast, then you can check out my second paid community, which has over 60 hours of step-by-step video training where I explain the entire process in multiple step-by-step courses. But you're also going to see other people who went through the same program, got results, and then they shared their channels and how they did it as well, so you can model what's already working for real people. We also have these $1,000 games. There's 5 different games to complete every single month, and it resets every single month as well. I also do live video coaching calls, so you can ask me questions. I can review your channel and actually help you move faster. For example, in the last call, we spoke about how to increase your views and how to beat this new algorithm. You can also watch all the past coaching call recordings in the classroom as well. And it's not just me, there's multiple coaches that you can speak to every single month, all for a very small one-time fee. You get lifetime access to all of this and all the future updates, including all the specialized AI tools that you get completely free of charge when you're inside of this community. Now, before you close this video and think you're gonna get $100,000 in the first 30 days of starting, I need to give you some reality check. Most of these are outlier results. I literally picked outlier results. There are plenty of channels that didn't get to this point in their first 30 days of starting. For every Alex, Chris, Mahesh, and Joy I showed you, there are people in the same community who took 60 days, 90 days, some took 6 months before their first video ever popped. And most channels don't blow up in their first 30 days. This was just a video about proving that YouTube can in fact change your life in 30 days, but that doesn't mean that anyone that starts a YouTube channel will get those results in their first 30 days. I've personally launched channels that completely flopped, things that I really believed were good ideas, got nowhere, got no results, no views. But if you upload consistently for 30 days, you pick a niche with real demand, you model what's already working, and actually look at your analytics between uploads, you'll be ahead of 95% of people who try this. Whether you hit it in 4 weeks or 14 weeks, depends on the niche, the execution, and honestly, a little bit of luck as well. Unlimited lottery tickets, you just have to keep scratching. Alright, next, I'm gonna show you what to actually do in order to get views, especially if you're stuck under 500 views a video. Alright, so number one, take a look at these videos. All of them are outliers. Some of them even first uploads on new channels that had 0 subscribers. So what do these 4 videos have in common? Can you guess? Every single title is specific and it talks to the right audience. And that's exactly why YouTube pushed these videos to a lot of people. Because when a title is that specific, YouTube can immediately figure out who to show this video to. It doesn't even have to guess. It just finds the right people, shows it to them, and that audience feels like you're reading their mind, like you're directly speaking to them. The mistake most small creators make is the opposite of this. They write titles that try to appeal to as many people as possible, thinking that's how you get more views. But what actually happens is YouTube doesn't know who to send your videos to, so it starts guessing, throws your video around to people, most of them don't click, and then YouTube looks at that low click-through rate and basically stops pushing the video altogether. So before your next video, just think about whether your video calls out a specific avatar. That's why, for example, this finance channel struggles to get views because, I mean, look at the titles, they're very vague, while this finance channel is flourishing because, I mean, look at the titles, they're very specific and they even just speak about Aussie finance instead of broad. All right, number 2, you only get 2 things to convince people to click, and those are your title and your thumbnail. And most creators waste space by repeating what's already in the title in their thumbnail as well. Your thumbnail is supposed to say something or show something that otherwise wasn't said in the title, so it complements it. And the reason people click comes down to these 3 things. Desire, they either want something that video is promising; fear, they're worried about something and this looks relevant; or curiosity, something feels unresolved and they need to close that loop. So every click on YouTube is one of these 3. So your thumbnail text needs to be doing one of those 3 jobs, and ideally it's doing a different one than your title is already doing. You can copy this prompt and paste it into Claude for your next YouTube thumbnail. All right, number 3, you might not be using all of the tools that are at your disposal. You see, YouTube actually has this new AI tool built inside of the studio itself, and it's completely free. So you can just log into your YouTube studio and you can click here. It's called Ask Studio. And a really cool thing is, because it's built in by YouTube, it has data to your videos and data to other videos that are outside of your channel. So channels that are your competitors. So what you can do is you can ask it to suggest new video ideas. In fact, the one that is 1 out of 10 right here is an idea that I got from Ask Studio. I literally asked it for an idea and it gave me this one, and it performed incredibly well because YouTube has access to the data. And again, this is completely free. Now, I don't recommend grabbing these titles that YouTube recommends because they are AI and this would not work. I like the ideas, but I don't like the titles. The titles is something that you would do manually. Now, besides that, you can select the plus icon right here. You can select a specific video and you can ask it to analyze it. For example, if I had a video that flopped, I can just ask it, how can I get more views next time? And it's analyzing that specific video. It's reading the comments. It's looking at my retention graph and the entire performance of the video, and now gives me all the data that I should be interested in. I can also ask it to analyze my comments and tell me what I should address in my future videos. All right, number 4, YouTube is now using Google Gemini to analyze videos and read your transcripts as soon as you upload them to YouTube. So as soon as you upload a video, it knows exactly what the video is about. And if your script is basically saying the same things as other 5 videos already on that topic, YouTube has no reason to push your video to new people. I mean, why would that? That information already exists on YouTube. That's why copying big channels and subjects that have already been covered 1,000 times, it's never going to work for brand new and small channels. One of the ways to handle this is, before you start writing your script, just look at 5 videos that were already posted on the same subject, see what they're speaking about, and then just try to say something different in your videos. Either challenge that, add something new to that, add a new perspective or a fresh angle. You can also read through their comments to see what people are saying, and they just mentioned that in your videos. So what you can do is you can go to 5 videos from your competitors, go to their description, then click on transcript, then copy everything, attach these transcripts to Claude and paste this prompt right here. And this is going to give you everything you need to make your content stand out. Number 5, you can run analytics diagnosis. So this is how to read your analytics like a pro. The first metric is CTR, or click-through rate, and these are the benchmarks. If you get 2 to 4%, that's terrible and you need to fix it immediately. And you can check your click-through rate in the studio itself. When you open up analytics, simply go to reach and then look at the impressions. So mine here are 7.4%. Yesterday was slightly higher. So looking at benchmarks, that's average to good. You can improve this by testing new thumbnails and new titles if your CTR is very low. Next up, you have average view duration. The benchmarks are, if you're getting 10 to 20%, that's a little bit weak content and that needs to be improved. And that is also something that you can find in the YouTube studio. Simply go all the way down and you will see average percentage viewed. And you can also see where people are skipping and clicking off. And that is also the audience retention graph. If there is a big drop in the first 30 seconds, that means that the hook was very weak and you need to improve your intro. And to get my framework for free, you can go to my free community, go to the classroom, go to AI systems right here, go to all you need as a solo founder. And there you're going to scroll down and click on viral script structure. And that's going to give you everything you need to optimize your scripts the right way. You can just copy paste it into any AI tool you're using or just read it manually yourself. Then we also have traffic sources. This just helps you figure out what the algorithm loves from your videos. And then we have subscriber conversion. So every week, at the end of every week, you can just run this audit. Next up is the thing I call topic chaos. And this is actually not quite obvious when you look at most channels, because obviously we all know that we have to pick one niche and and stick to one subject. But what most people don't know is that you can still have topic chaos within one niche. For example, someone starts in a travel niche, and on the surface that looks perfectly fine. But when you actually look closer, topics are all over the place. One video is about Europe, one video is about America, then Asia, then natural wonders, etc. And now imagine how the algorithm sees that. Someone watches your video about places to visit in Europe, but they might not necessarily be interested in places to visit in America. And because this Europe backpacker is not interested in these other subjects, that kills your CTR and overall kills your performance of the channel. Here's another example of a channel that didn't work out because they have topic chaos within the health niche. They talk a little bit about Ozempic and losing weight, then a little bit about swollen ankles, then a little bit about why we wake up at 3 a.m. So someone that is trying to lose weight is probably not interested in most of these other subjects. So instead, you want to pick one clear viewer profile and make multiple videos for that exact same person. For example, instead of broad travel, you can do Europe travel only, or cheap travel in Europe, or hidden villages in Europe, or best cities in Europe. Now every new video attracts the same type of viewer within this cluster. Alright, next one. This is a new part of this algorithm change that happened in March 2026. So YouTube doesn't look at your videos individually anymore. It looks at your channel as a whole. So if you have 5 to 10 videos sitting there with bad retention, bad click-through rate, and overall bad performance, those videos are pulling the average score down and your channel is not being pushed. That means that every new video starts at a lower baseline. I mean, if you went to a restaurant and the last 3 things you ordered were bad, you're not gonna be very excited about the next one. And that's kind of how YouTube algorithm now treats your channel history. So what I actually recommend doing is going back to your old videos and just unlisting videos that have performed incredibly bad, like the ones with terrible retention, the ones that no one is clicking on. You don't have to delete them entirely, just unlist them and keep them on the channel, but no one else can see them. Next up, you see, most of us, when starting to write scripts, we structure our videos the way that we would structure essays in school. Like you introduce a topic, you build up the main subject, and then you just deliver the good stuff at the end. But that doesn't actually work on YouTube, especially not in 2026, as YouTube viewers are not going to wait. If the first point you made after the intro is something that they already know and it is generic, they're most likely going to leave right away. Not because the rest of the video is bad necessarily, but because they feel like they have already heard this 1,000 times. But I also wouldn't lead with the best point either, but instead I would start with the middle. So you lead with your second best point first. The reason is that the human brain runs on patterns. If the first thing someone hears is really good and the second thing is even better, their brain registers that as an upward pattern and they feel compelled to stay because they expect it to keep going up. But if you open up with your best point and the second one seems slightly less interesting and the one after that is even less interesting, they subconsciously feel like the value is declining, so they are encouraged to leave. And I noticed that on my channel as well. The videos where I accidentally put a vague point first had way worse retention curves, even if the rest of the video is really good. While on the other side, when my best points came second and third, it exploded. Alright, next up, this one is the one that most people don't really even think about, but it could be one of the main reasons why your videos keep getting stuck in under 500 views. So YouTube has to decide whether you're a real human or whether you're just another spam account that is going to flood the platform with AI slop. So before it decides to push your videos to a lot of people, it wants to see that you are a real human. So what I do every time before I start a channel is I spend a couple of days acting like a human on that account. What that means is I start watching a couple of videos from that account, I start engaging naturally. Heck, if you're really serious about this, I even recommend buying YouTube Premium, which is a couple of bucks a month, but no AI farm is going to do that. So when all of that trust is established, YouTube algorithm is far more likely to push your content to a wider audience, as you've proven that you're not a bot, you're not a robot. So the first one is a new feature inside of YouTube Studio called YouTube Shows, which allows you to turn your videos into a show that's pretty much just like Netflix. And the reason this is a big deal is because YouTube just passed Netflix in watch time, and most of that watching is now happening on TV. So YouTube really wants to become this place where everyone is watching full series instead of just one video at a time. And you know this is going to be a big thing when they've pushed this shows feature even before before the shorts. So when you go to your YouTube studio, you see your videos, then shows, and only then do you see shorts, live posts, etc., all the other things. And whenever YouTube has a new feature that they're trying to push as hard as possible, those that leverage that feature first are the ones that get rewarded the most. So how does this work? Well, when you go to shows, you can just click create a new show, add a title, brief description, then first of all select visibility to be unlisted just in case. But when you are ready, you have to switch it to public so that people can view the show. And then you create your artwork the same way that you see these sort of banners on Netflix. They're going to be showing on YouTube just like this. And you have either non-serial show structure or serial. Non-serial is where they can just watch in any order they want, and serial is more like Netflix, where you have to watch episode 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. in order. It really depends on the style of content you are creating. Me personally, I literally just turned one of my playlists into a show, and I just put all videos related to YouTube growth into this one show, which has 2 seasons for no reason. I mean, it's not an actual show. It's just yet another way to get discovered on YouTube. All right, next up we have fixing your packaging, and especially with this new AI algorithm, this is way more important than anything else, because you can have great visuals and great editing, but if nobody's clicking, it doesn't matter. Now, making thumbnails manually used to take forever, or it also meant paying a designer every single time at least $50 per thumbnail. Now, the tool I use for packaging is 1 of 10, where you can create thumbnails, titles, ideas, and find outliers. So you just click on get started for free, and then on the left hand side you're gonna see idea generator, title generator, and what we are interested in is a thumbnail generator. Now, a really cool thing is that you can also add either your own channel or competitor channels with one press of a button. So for example, I found this YouTube channel that just started 2 weeks ago. Their first video got 50,000 views, and they're now already getting over 100,000 views a video. So it's working very well. I can just search for their channel name here, and now we can model their style of thumbnails. You can just describe your video idea or just paste in the title, and then you can select how many variations of thumbnails you want and whether you want text or not. You can also add a sketch. You can also add your own face or a different background or a reference image. And then once you're done, just click generate. And then within seconds, you get really good thumbnails that are modeled based on what already works on that channel. So this is their most popular video. And now this is adapted to my video idea, which was about castles. And to be fair, I actually like this first one the most. Now I can just either download it right away, or I can also add some changes. So I can click on open an editor, and I can describe the changes that I want. So I can just say remove the mortgage part and then submit it, and it will make the changes for me. You can also find trending formats and thumbnail winners on the left side. These are frameworks that have worked in other niches. So if you want to play around with 1 of 10, I'm gonna link it in the description box down below. Number 3, this is something that for some reason a lot of people are ignoring, but YouTube has this new feature called YouTube Hype, and it's a feature that allows your viewers to give you points so that you can rank higher. And this is actually insane because a lot of you have this turned off by default. You can change it by going to settings on the left hand side, then click on channel, then click on advanced settings, then scroll down, and right here where you see hype, you want to tick this box to let viewers hype your content. Now, if you already have this turned on and no one is hyping your content yet, then make sure to unselect it, save, and then select it again to reset the hype feature. Number 4 is letting YouTube enhance visual quality of your videos. For some people, this is turned on automatically, but if it's not for you, then go to the settings, again, go to channel, advanced settings, scroll down, and right here, just select these 2. Let YouTube enhance visual quality and let YouTube enhance audio quality. This is just gonna make your videos better overall at no extra cost and no extra effort, rather than just turning these features on. Next one is quite boring, but it's really important. You see, if you are using AI to write your scripts, it can mess up, it can hallucinate sometimes, and then YouTube can notice right away if you're sharing some misinformation, if you're sharing something that is not true. Therefore, I started using this prompt over here, which in a second I'm going to show you where to get for free. You're just going to copy this prompt. I recommend using it in Claude, but you can use any other AI tool of your choice, and then you paste your script alongside with it, and then Claude or any other AI tool will do research and figure out whether the things you're sharing are true or not. So it will correct your script so that you're not sharing misinformation, because if you are sharing misinformation, YouTube might limit your reach to stop spreading that misinformation. You can find this prompt and many others for free inside of my free community. When you go to AI systems, scroll down to prompts for my videos, and you'll see 15 Claude prompts that will grow your channel, and then you're going to find a bunch of different things here, but it's completely free. Next thing you can do to grow your channel faster is to use this special code at the end of your YouTube channel link. So it goes $sub_confirmation equals 1. So at the moment, your YouTube channel link just sends people to your YouTube channel without any call to action. But if you take your YouTube channel link and then you add this code at the end, they will either be asked to subscribe. As you can see, it creates this pop-up so that people subscribe automatically, or even without the pop-up, just by clicking on the link, they will be subscribed to your channel. Then you take that link, then you put it in your video descriptions, you put it in your channel description, you put it in your bio right here and in the channel links. It takes about 2 minutes to set up, but anytime someone clicks on it, they're automatically subscribed to you. Next up, we want to fix our hooks because YouTube algorithm really hates when people leave in the first 30 seconds. Again, they're trying to compete with Netflix. And I mean, you can go to almost any one of your videos, and if you go to the engagement part, so you go to analytics and you go to engagement and then you scroll down, you can see the retention graph over here, and you'll see that about 50% of people leave in the first 30 seconds. So you literally have less than 30 seconds to convince them to watch the rest of the video. And if you're not sure what a strong hook looks like, I have actually extracted the best hooks from hundreds of successful channels and successful videos across different niches, and then I made these frameworks. I put them here. So I basically take the line that I use in the first 30 seconds and then just turn it into a formula where you just have to adjust variables in the brackets, and then you have a hook that is proven to get results. You can find this hook for free when you scroll down in my free community just right here, and you'll find the document. Next up, if you want to grow faster, you need to find a way to use AI in your content. You see, YouTube is investing billions of dollars in building AI tools for creators, and I feel like they're now rewarding channels that do use AI compared to those that do not. And I mean, all my monetized faceless channels use AI. YouTube built VO3 for video generation. They built Ask Studio inside of your YouTube studio itself. This is an AI tool of theirs. They built Google AI Studio for voices. And now I'm not saying that you should start creating AI slop. I'm just saying that you should find a way to use AI to make your videos better. Next thing you want to do if you want to grow your channel faster than 99% of other creators is to make at least one video that mixes curiosity, desire, and negativity all at once. Here's a real life example of this. So let me break down how this works. The first part is curiosity, and that comes from put this. It opens a loop where you're thinking like, so what is this that I have to put in the food? The second part is negativity, and that's the ticks and fleas. You put something that your audience is scared of or disgusted by. And the third part is desire, and that's the drive them away from forever. So now the title is also promising something they want. So when you put all of these three things together, you get curiosity pulling them in, negativity stopping the scroll, and desire promising the payoff. So you can take that exact same structure, that exact same formula, and just drop it into any niche. For example, change this YouTube setting and you will get 10 times more views forever. Or put this in your toilet tank to keep it clean forever. Or drink this before your run and you can run forever. You get the point. Next thing to do if you want to grow your channel faster than 99% of other creators is to model a title and thumbnail that already went viral, then swap the topic. You see, when you come up with a brand new video idea without actually checking whether that title formula works on other niches, you're gambling. You have no idea whether the concept works. So what I do instead is I find a title and thumbnail that already blew up somewhere, and then I just swap the topic to fit my niche. And it shouldn't be from my niche. That's the whole point. Again, I can look into this channel that talks about cats, and then we have this title, do these 7 things daily and your cat will know you love them. It got 1.5 million views, and then I adjust it to my niche and say, do these 7 things daily and YouTube algorithm will love you. If you're using solo, you have video title or remix in your toolbox. You just paste the channel link from which you're trying to model the titles from, and then you insert your niche, and then you click generate, and then it takes their most popular titles and then it just adjusts them to your niche. Next up, make your videos stupidly simple. Let me show you something. This channel, Deep Made Simple, makes about $22,000 a month, and if you go to their videos, you'll see they're just using a slideshow of images that are actually created with AI. None of this animation was hand-drawn. There is no movement, nothing. There is a voiceover in the background and a bunch of images showing on the screen. Here's another channel over here. They started 1 month ago. Their first video got 1 million views. It is also a slideshow of very simple images. Consistency is the thing that actually wins on YouTube, and you just can't be consistent if every single video is a huge, complicated project. There are a bunch of ways to make very simple content that still gets the idea across, regardless of your fancy animations or editing style. Do not complicate it for yourself. I have this second channel where I'm testing different things, and my most popular videos with tens of thousands of views are where I literally just sit and talk to the camera, and there's no fancy editing. The person who puts out a simple video every week for a year beats the person who burns out after 3 fancy ones every single time. Alright, next, especially for those of of you that want to start a faceless YouTube channel, I'm gonna share with you how I blew up a completely AI generated channel. I started this channel last month and it so far made me 60 grand in ad revenue. And even now it continues to make almost $2,000 a day just from ad revenue alone. And by the way, I do want to show that these are US dollars. It's not any other currency like Zimbabwe or whatever. Now the best part is that it takes me 20 minutes to make one video completely with AI. And I'm not just going to show you someone else's channel and then tell you to copy them. Everything I'm showing you here is based on what has worked for me, so you're following a proven framework. And in this step-by-step tutorial, I will show you the new, faster, and more efficient way to create faceless videos with AI without having to use any complicated and expensive tools like Claude or Higgsville. And I also want to say that I'm not the only one getting these results. Because of this new AI algorithm, plenty of channels are making $30,000 to $60,000 a month, even though they started very recently. So let me show you some real-life examples first, and then I'll show you how to copy all of us with AI. Here's an example channel called Professor Historian. They make $15,000 a month, and if you go to their oldest videos, they literally started 1 month ago and they only have 9 videos on their channel. Here's another one called Forgotten American Survival. They make 17 grand a month and they also started 1 month ago. But this one is crazy. This one is called Accent and they make $15,000 a month, even though they've uploaded only 7 videos, and they started 1 month ago and their first video got 600,000 views. Here's another YouTube channel which started 2 months ago and right now they're making $29,000 a month. Here's another similar YouTube channel making $22,000 a month, and I actually have a list of over 1,000 channels making between $5,000 and $50,000 a month. Now you see the format that works very well now are these somewhat low quality animation slides. Like nothing is really moving in these. These are basically just images, but they look like they were hand drawn in a software like Paint. So it looks like a human made them. But you can now create a video like this within minutes just by using AI. In fact, I tried to copy this channel Accent because some of their first uploads got millions of views. I hired absolutely no one. I used AI and it worked. So what I've done is I've created a free Notion document with all of the prompts that you can copy and paste if you'd like to follow along this tutorial. You can find these prompts inside of my free community. When you go to the classroom, just go to AI systems right here and just click on how to start a faceless animation channel with AI, and then you can access the document completely free of charge. Now the same step-by-step process that I'm about to share with you works in pretty much any niche and any kind of faceless channel you want to start. In fact, I never recommend just finding a channel and copying exactly what they're doing word for word, because that's not gonna work. You just need to take out the frameworks that work for them and just apply it to a similar niche. So for step number 1, you want to head over to Claude.com and then take a screenshot of the channel that you're trying to model and copy paste this prompt from the document. Now Claude is going to look into this channel. It's going to analyze the niche, the thumbnail style, the title structures, and based on that, it's going to give us new video ideas that they haven't covered but that are in a similar or same niche. That really depends on you, whether you want to be in the same or you would like to make some changes. And you can just tell that to Claude. You can literally ask it to apply these title frameworks just to a different niche. For example, the other day I saw this channel that blew up within the first 30 days of starting. I mean, their first video got 1 million views and they spoke about birds, so I just applied the same title frameworks but for insects. Either way, there are some really good titles here, but I'm gonna go with how did ancient humans know who their father was. Step number 2, now we just need to pick one of those ideas as I just did, and we're gonna ask it to find unique information around this subject using this prompt. So you're just gonna copy this prompt, and this is probably the most important part because YouTube is now using Google Gemini. It's using AI to instantly analyze your videos, and if you just go to some AI tool and you ask it to write a script for you, it's going to instantly know that it is generic and you're less likely to be promoted. If you're sharing the same stuff as everyone else, there is no reason for the YouTube algorithm to show your videos to a wider audience. Why would they? So now when I ask Claude for 10 unique points I can use in my videos, it gives me this. Step number 3. Now we need to write a script, but the reason 99.9% of people fail at YouTube is because they use AI the wrong way to write scripts. I mean, if you don't know already, YouTube is now using Google Gemini and it's baked into the algorithm. I mean, you can ask Gemini itself. It's going to tell you that behind the scenes, they have algorithmic shifts So the algorithm has completely changed because Gemini is now being used to analyze video semantic ID. That means if you share generic stuff that was completely generated with AI, it's most likely not going to be pushed to a wider audience. So now you have three options. You can either go to ChatGPT or Claude and you can ask it to write a YouTube script for you. However, these tools were not built for YouTube. They were actually built for mass audiences and mass markets. Therefore, you're most likely going to be getting generic stuff that Google Gemini will immediately know it was made with AI, and you will probably not get the best results. I mean, even if you read through these scripts, you wouldn't listen to this for more than 30 seconds. Option number two, just be a big boy and write the script yourself. Do the research, sit down and write the script. You can use AI to ask it for frameworks like how should you structure a script, but perhaps you can just sit down and write it in your own words. And that would be great, but that takes a lot of time and a lot of practice. But if you are good at writing, this is pretty cool and it's free. Now, what I personally do is I use this feature inside of Solo.ai, which was specifically built for writing YouTube scripts. I mean, Solo.ai is all-in-one operating system for one-person businesses, but when you go inside, you can find a content sector right here, and then you can find the YouTube script writer. And this tool was trained on thousands of different YouTube videos. And the best part is that it asks you multiple questions, which make the script way less generic. Let me show you what I mean. So first, I'm going to describe what my video is going to be about. So I'm just going to insert the topic here. Then I'm just going to paste the title in this box, and right where it asks me about details, I can just go back here and collect these 10 points that I asked Claude, these unique and obscure facts that most people haven't heard about before. So Claude did the research for me, and I'm going to add that as a text note. And now this is where it actually works the best. It's going to ask you what style would you like to model. And what you can do is you can go to a channel that you're trying to model or any other channel on the platform. It could also be a personal brand channel. You can then copy a link address to their most popular videos, which is what I recommend because there has to be something that they did correctly that the video got millions of views. So now I'm going to paste the link here and it's going to model their style of writing. Now I can select the monetization goal. So if you're promoting something, you can select that. But in my case, I just want to maximize ad revenue. And now I can also bump up the length of this video to be, let's say 10 minutes and just generate script. It takes about 90 seconds for it to write the entire script for me with all of these unique facts baked in and in the style of writing of that channel, which is already successful. And now I can expand the script to, I can add another 1,000 words or 2,000 words or whatever else I would like to change. I can go ahead and do that, or I can just copy the script and go with that. Step number 4, now we need to create these animated images that we're going to use as slides in our YouTube videos. There's multiple ways to do this. The legacy old way of doing this was just going to an AI tool like Claude or ChatGPT, pasting your script and then saying, hey, I will paste my YouTube script, and then you write 30 prompts that I can use to generate these scenes one by one. And then in that case, you would have to go and generate each image one by one, which when the last time I did this took about 7 hours of constant copy pasting without moving from my chair to finish an entire video. Or you can do something that's much faster and more efficient, and that is to just go to the scene generator inside of Solo, where you can paste your YouTube script in this box. Then on the right hand side, select the model you would like to go with. I'm just going to go with standard. You can then select how many scenes you would like to have generated. Let's say I'm just going to go with 50, and you can select which style of animation you would like. Now, personally, I really like the cinematic 2D animation, but if you'd like to copy exactly what these other people are doing, like if you want this style of animation, that you would select the second option. But I like how this guy animates his images. Like it looks like as if you were watching a cartoon as a kid. So personally, I would just go with cinematic 2D animation. And then you just click generate bulk scenes, and that's it. Now you just sit, relax, and it makes them in a couple of minutes. You don't need to install any plugins or copy paste codes and do all of this complex stuff on your computer. You literally just log into your account, paste the script, and it makes all of the scenes. And by the way, this is how it would look like if we selected the other style, like the sketch style. This is really cool. And what I like the most is I can press one button, download all of these images all at once. And you know, the problem that you would otherwise have with Gemini and other tools is that you would have a watermark, but also when you download these images, you see how they have this random tag like Gemini generate and then some code image for ANF. It's very random, and then you would have to figure out which scenes go where. But when you download it from Solo, it just shows you exactly. Scene 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's all in order. And then all you gotta do is open up your favorite video editing software, import all these images, and just drag them to the timeline. And just like that, everything is in the right order. Step number 5. Now we need someone to read the script. We need a voiceover. Now there's multiple ways to do this. The safest option is to just record your own voice, and it is completely free. You can just go to Google, you can search for online voice recorder, and even if you have a decent laptop, you don't really need a fancy microphone like this. You can just press record, allow while visiting the site, and you just have to read the script into the microphone. Now, if your English is not good, or if you just don't want to spend your time recording these voiceovers, you can go to Fiverr or Upwork and you can find these voiceover artists, though they are very expensive. Like in most cases, if we have a script that's 1.5 thousand words long, that's gonna cost around $1,000 from this guy. There's obviously some cheaper ones, but it's very expensive. So what I personally do is a bit controversial now, but I really just use AI for this as well. So I just copy the script, I go to the voice section on the left side, and all my channels are still monetized, so you are allowed to use AI voices, at least as of right now. You can go to the voiceover studio, and on the right hand side, you have a library of 9,500 different voices to pick and choose from. Just choose the one you like the most, paste your script in this box, and you have a voiceover done in less than a minute. Then it obviously costs a fraction of what these voiceover artists are charging, and it sounds realistic. Now, when you open up all of these scenes inside of CapCut or any other video editing tool, you just have to import your voiceover and drag it to the timeline like this, and then just listen to the voiceover in the background and try to match the length of these scenes. So just like this, and then perhaps I need to drag this a little bit. You just have to listen to it. And look, you can also add some slow movement to these images. You can click on animation right over here. There's combo animation. Some of these are pretty crazy. You can also do it manually. You can just click here to add a keyframe at the beginning and then drag this and then add another keyframe and just bump this up to, let's say, 115, and you'll see how it slowly zooms in. And then you can do that for each of these images, or you can add different effects from here. Now for the next step, we need to make a YouTube thumbnail, this small image that you see before clicking on a YouTube video. Now for this, you can also just go to canva.com. You can search for YouTube thumbnail. There's a bunch of templates. When I used to do it in Canva, I would just start with a blank template like this. Then we can just take one of these scenes and then we can just add some text. I'm going to change the font to something like this, and that's a decent thumbnail. But if you're inside of Solo, you can go to the AI Visual Studio and you will see the YouTube thumbnail maker right over here, which is a lot higher quality. You can either enter a prompt or you can recreate thumbnails from YouTube. For example, I can grab this YouTube thumbnail, paste the link here, and just say, change the text to say, who's the dad? And then you'll just click edit thumbnail. Now, if you just enter a prompt and create a thumbnail from scratch, it's gonna look something like this. I really like this one. Oh, my bad about this one. So it did change the text, but I forgot that I selected the thumbnail persona. So right here, you can actually add yourself to these thumbnails and you can turn it off at any time. I just forgot to turn it off in this case. But when you have it on, it's gonna try and put your face on all of these thumbnails. This is pretty funny. I'm gonna download this. Now, please keep in mind that not every channel I start gets these results within 30 to 60 days of starting. I have many channels that have completely flopped. Channels where I was really confident about the idea and about the niche that just didn't go anywhere and I had to abandon them. And even when we look at all of these channels that explode within their first uploads, we have no idea if this is their first rodeo or not. Maybe this guy had 5 other channels that flopped before this one. So don't get discouraged if you've been posting videos and you're just not getting views the same way that everyone you're seeing online is, because trust me, you're most likely just seeing the top 1%. Though I just want to say there are some exceptions to this rule. Alex, who joined my community less than 30 days ago, made $2.6 thousand even though he's never done YouTube before. This is just 8 days after getting monetized. I had to give this man $1,000 on top of this, but either way, most people that start a business fail. This, like any other business, is risky. However, this is the best time to start a YouTube channel ever, and it's never gonna be easier than it is right now. So if you're gonna risk it, you might as well risk it now. All right, next, I spent an entire week reviewing over 1,000 channels that you guys have submitted to me, and I've discovered what are the things that are stopping you from getting views, and now I'm gonna share with you the most common mistakes that you guys are making directly from your channels so that you can stop doing them to actually get views. Last week, I asked 100,000 creators in my community to submit their channels for a review, and after going through over 1,000 channels, I made a list of mistakes mistakes most of you are making that are keeping your channel stuck at low views. And look, I know how to face low views because I've been doing YouTube since 2011. My channels now have millions of subscribers, and I run a venture capital that invests in YouTube creators, so I have access to data that literally no one else has. And to be fair, even if your channel is nothing like these, the advice I give for each one applies to you as well, because these are the same mistakes that I see on every channel that is not getting views. So let's talk about what you need to stop doing, what you need to change to start getting more views and obviously monetize your channel faster and better. The first channel on our list is Sisters Making Money. She submitted her channel and asked how she can get more views and create content that YouTube would like to monetize. She started posting 7 days ago, and the niche is really good. Investing in finance are the highest RPM niches on the platform, and it also works very well on faceless channels because there are some doing 10 to 20 grand a month with AI finance advice. But the problem that this channel has, that you probably have as well, is that it's not speaking to anyone specific. Like, who is this actually for? Is it for broke college students? Is it for beginner investors? Is it for women who've never bought a stock? Right now, the title employee versus investor mindset is just a concept. It's not a title that works, as it's very vague and not specific at all. And with broad, vague video titles, you're competing with personal brand channels that have millions of subscribers. So the only way to get views is to get more specific with your videos. I mean, the guy that blew up recently is speaking about finance, but specifically for Australians, and his titles are also very specific as well. And later in this video, I'll show you a tier list of exactly what you actually need to do to get views in any niche, so stay with me. The next channel on the list is Football Decoded. They have one video, which is the offside rule explained in 2 minutes, and they got basically no views. Now, it's smart they're going after a trendy keyword, which is the World Cup, but they're covering a very broad subject that if you copy and paste into YouTube search bar, you'll see has been covered 1,000 times by older and bigger channels, so this brings nothing new to the table, and YouTube has absolutely no reason to now go and promote a random brand new channel that is just sharing generic information in 1 minute that has already been said 1,000 times. Now, to make things easier, I made this list of over 100 viral title frameworks extracted from different channels that exploded. So these are proven to get results, and these are formulas that you can apply to any niche. So you can go through these titles and just adjust them to your niche. You can find this completely free of charge inside of my free community. When you go to the classroom, just go to AI systems right here, then go to all you need as a solo founder. There you're going to find a bunch of free resources, but when you scroll down, you're going to find 100 viral title frameworks here. And also, this video is less than 2 minutes long. That's not going to work. Ideally, make videos that are 8, 10, 15, 20 minutes long. And instead of one tiny rule, you can make the big pillar video, something like 11 football rules that confuse every new fan before the World Cup. And of course, you only have one video. I mean, it took me over 100 videos before I finally learned what works and what doesn't, so you just gotta be patient. The next channel we're gonna review is POV Adventures. They have 3 videos using the same format, which is POV something. But this is what I call topic chaos within a niche. Topic chaos just means that even though you are in one niche, your topics can still be all over the place, and that confuses the algorithm. Instead, you need to pick one cluster under one topic pillar. And here you've got the last person with internet, the $700 million lottery, and those are completely different audiences. People that might have watched this video in this format may absolutely not be interested in this subject, which kind of ruins your performance entirely. You need to try and stick to one subject, one niche, and not create topic chaos. Like, for example, this guy just speaks about birds, or this guy just speaks about ancient humans and repeats the format again and again, and it obviously works. This guy only speaks about the prehistoric world and only attracts one sort of audience, which gets him millions of views. The next channel on our list is Wealth Explained. They also have one upload which didn't get any views, and this format of every something really works. Like, this is a good format. However, the title itself is really generic. Every level of Wealth Explained has been covered 1,000 times already. Like, you can just copy and paste your own title and you'll see a bunch of videos from other bigger channels, and that's a bad signal for someone that is just starting out. Again, YouTube has no reason to push you if the same subject and the same information has been covered 1,000 times already. So you have to pick a more specific angle and bring something new to the table. Add something novel, obscure, and interesting to the script that other people didn't add into their videos. You can also use this prompt to find more specific angles. You can feel free to pause the video right now and save this prompt. Oh, next one is crazy. It's a channel called Clip current and they're posting YouTube shorts around the World Cup. To be honest with you, YouTube shorts are absolute waste of time. They look exciting because you get views fast, but that doesn't mean anything. Shorts only pay a few cents per 1,000 views, compared to long form where you can sometimes make over $20 per 1,000 views. Secondly, you can't sell anything there because they don't allow links. And to be fair, most of my channels make a lot more from links in the description than from ad revenue. And I mean, the quality of that audience is also very low. It's usually just casual viewers scrolling past hundreds of shorts in an hour while they're waiting in line or sitting on a toilet. And people think they can start posting shorts first to get subscribers and then they will transition into long form. But the algorithm treats these two audiences completely different. So you can have millions of views on shorts and still barely get any views on long form. So the subscribers you get from shorts are basically worthless. And even if by some miracle you're one in a million that gets some results from shorts, it is a treadmill. Shorts die after 48 hours and you have to constantly be posting multiple times every single day forever in order to keep the momentum going. Whenever you stop, everything stops. It's not something that's evergreen and it stays there for you. While a long form video can keep earning for years through search and suggested, so it's an actual asset you own. It's like a piece of digital real estate that stays there forever. So my advice to anyone posting shorts is stop wasting time by doing that and just start building a real business by posting long form videos. The next channel on the list is AI Income Works, and they have a very interesting problem that you're gonna find very valuable. So they are very consistent with thumbnails. We have a reoccurring character, it looks like a real human, and they have a really branded channels. It's the same colors, same font. That's really cool. But there's a complete mismatch from what's being promised to what's being delivered. So when you look at this title and thumbnail, what do you expect? Probably this meant to tell you about why your business is losing money, right? But look at what happens when I play that video.
Look at this scene. A high-end clinic generating massive demand, yet struggling to process it. High-volume local businesses rarely stall out because they lack
So instead, we got an AI female voice narrating a generic AI visual, even though on the packaging we saw a man promising something completely different. I call this the promise breaker, and it's when you have a mismatch between what's promised in the title and thumbnail and what's actually delivered through your content. This not only confuses the algorithm and your viewer, as basically they're gonna leave right away, which kills your watch time. I mean, they're expecting one thing and within the first 5 seconds they can see that's not the thing they clicked for. Obviously they're gonna leave. So if you have a thumbnail that shows stickman figure, then the animation needs to match the stickman figure that was promised. When people click and bounce right away, the algorithm reads that as this video didn't deliver what is promised and it just stops giving you views. So you can have the best thumbnail in the world, but if the content doesn't match that great packaging will actually work against you because it's gonna attract the viewers who are gonna click and they're gonna see that they're not getting what was promised. Now for the script itself, this is the formula I use for intros to deliver on what's promised. You can pause right now to save it. Next channel on the list is Your Child Explained, and I actually really like this channel. There is a clear niche, there is a clear viewer avatar, a specific problem they're solving, and they are pretty consistent. But the first problem is that thumbnails are all over the place. First you got these white thumbnails, then you got these random colors, then random fonts, then the brown thumbnails, so it completely changes almost every time. The text is incredibly small, and I mean, I'm watching this on a big screen, but someone might be watching this on a phone. And also, I would never put the channel name in the thumbnail itself like they do. Your Child Explained in almost every thumbnail. You have very limited space to convince someone to click on your video, and putting channel name in your thumbnail just confuses the viewer and takes up that space for no reason. Alright, actually here's a quick lesson on thumbnails. So thumbnail needs to complement the title. You get very limited space to convince someone to click, so you don't want to waste it by adding logos or channel names or by repeating what's already in the title. And the reason people click is one of these three: either because of curiosity, they need to know what that is, either because of desire, they want what that shows, or because of fear. They don't want that to happen to them. So what goes into the thumbnail? There are 4 elements: either a clear focal point,
a contrast. It has to be light versus dark or bright versus muted, so it stands out in the feed of other thumbnails. Number 3, very minimal text. You keep it 3 to 5 words maximum, and if you put the channel name, that takes up those words. Number 4, an emotional signal, a face with a strong expression or a shocking visual or an image that implies that something is at stake. So the most reliable thumbnail formula is to just show the result or the consequence without explaining it. And if your video is about, for example, making money with AI, you don't show a laptop with a dollar sign, but you show a number, a screenshot, a reaction, something that makes the viewer think, okay, how did that happen? And they have to click to learn how that happened. And also, one of the most common mistakes is that if you put too many things in your thumbnail, it just confuses the human eye. So the human eye loves simplicity. So low contrast and is something that really does bad on YouTube, and generic stock imagery pushes people away. Also, obviously, you don't need a face in the thumbnails. This works on thousands of faceless channels. And to know whether your thumbnail is going to work or not, what you can do is you can just pull up your thumbnail on your phone and just go through the actual feed size and set it next to 5 other thumbnails in your niche and just ask yourself if it stands out or if it's the exact same thing as everyone else, or if it's just way too confusing compared to other more simplified thumbnails.
But also the scripts need a much better structure. So next time you can use this structure right here. So you can feed this into your AI. You can find it inside of the free community right here where it says the viral script structure. If you're using solo script writer, you can add it in the details box right here. The next channel on our list is Listen to the Signs. They have 8 uploads, but they're not getting any views. Their thumbnails are good. The text is big and it's easy to read. They have colors that are repeating, so it's almost a branded channel, but topics are a little bit all over the place. First of all, we have videos about Ozempic and weight loss, then we have about swollen ankles, and then why we're waking up at 3 a.m. And then we have videos about coffee. So that's again topic chaos within the niche. Like you have the niche, which is health, but still topics are all over the place. So if you want to grow faster, I would personally just pick one health problem to solve and just double down on that. If it's energy that you are going to teach, then you can just make every single video about how people can improve their energy and just make videos from different angles tackling that one problem, rather than first attracting people interested in weight loss, then people interested in why they can't sleep, and then randomly you have people interested in swollen ankles. But also, this is a very risky niche. When you're giving medical advice with AI, you can easily get shadow banned or completely demonetized for doing that. The next channel on our list is Mr. Fiend Aquatics. This is a really strong channel actually. They started around a month ago and they do have some videos with a couple of thousand views, and they're also targeting only one specific person, and that is someone interested in having an aquarium or improving their aquarium as well. And we can see the list videos perform very well for this channel, because when people can see a clear number, they know there is a structure to this video and they're going to get something specific, so it feels more tangible and it's a format that works. As soon as the video feels a little bit more vague, then it just doesn't perform well. Either way, there is an insane potential with money here. If you just find the right affiliate offers for what these people might need and use, you can just link them and make a lot more than you ever would from ad revenue. All right, now let's take a look at some successful channels that blew up extremely fast, so we know what actually works and what we can do with our own channels. So here's a channel that only has 12 uploads, and if you go to their oldest videos, you'll see that their first video has 800,000 views, and they started only 2 weeks ago. And when you open them up, you'll see it's a slideshow of these AI animated images. It's a faceless channel. Now, they did 3 things very well. First of all, their intro gets straight to the point, so they're not wasting viewers' time by saying, in this video we will, or welcome back to my channel, etc. Number 2, their videos are very long, over 20 minutes, so YouTube pushes them more. And 3, their ideas are specific. They're unique and they're very simple. And that's what both audience and the algorithm loves. Here's another YouTube channel that only started 3 weeks ago. Their first video has 700,000 views, and this is actually an AI avatar. This is not a real person, and all of these images and videos are actually AI. So he kind of stole like an artist. He found a personal brand channel and he just copied the subjects and the formats and just did them them faceless, so with an AI avatar. He's also selling an ebook right here, which probably triples his earnings, and he's stealing like an artist with every other channel as well. He just finds an old viral video and recreates it with AI. Here's how this works.
There's multiple ways to approach this. The first one is my strategy called niche quilting. So I invented this 1.5 years ago, where you take a proven format from one niche and you copy paste it into an adjacent one. So here's an example. There was this cat channel called Falloon. Their angle was educational cat content, and then someone took that and turned the exact same title frameworks but to dogs. So he just replaced cats with dogs, and then someone did that with birds, and then someone did that with fish, etc. And you can even take that a step further and apply it to babies, for example, and then switch from white babies to black babies.
Next successful channel is this guy that speaks about UK retirement, and he actually only started 1 month ago and already has 10,000 subscribers, and he did 3 things right. Pick one clear avatar instead of making videos for 5 different audiences inside the same niche, which is topic chaos. He reinforces the click immediately, so the first few seconds deliver exactly what the title and thumbnail promised, and he used proven title frameworks that worked in other niches, basically niche quilting. Now, if I had to rank what actually matters on YouTube, this is a tier list you should save and always keep in mind. You can have the best animation and visuals and editing, but if the idea is bad, you will never get views. Alright, next I'm gonna show you how I built a $400,000 a year channel using AI. Alright, so last year I made about $400,000 from Google AdSense on this one faceless YouTube channel, mainly using Claude AI. And in this step-by-step tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Wait, I actually just forgot a most important part. One second. Alright, I know there's going to be skeptics out there, rightfully so. I just want to show you that these are US dollars. We're going to go to the settings, currency. You can see it is US dollar. I know there are bad players out there that switch the currency to like new Taiwan dollars, so it shows 10 times more, but these are 400,000 in US dollars. And the reason I think that this video is going to be different from anything you've seen before is because most people, when they share their results, it's most likely just one channel that they got lucky with and now they're teaching it on YouTube. But I've actually been doing this exact same thing since 2011. It's only that now we have Claude AI and other AI tools that are making this much faster, easier, and cheaper. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. And the other thing I just want to say is that this is not the dream. This is actually really hard and it can take a lot of time and you might actually go crazy doing it. And I honestly think that faceless might even be harder than a personal brand channel. You know how with like a personal brand channel, you can see a PewDiePie just make a vlog with his kid and get millions of views, and you see people just getting millions of views because of their personality, regardless of their packaging. Well, with faceless, you have to be a freaking scientist. You have to dissect psychology of humans to understand how to create curiosity gaps between titles and thumbnails and optimize your scripts and hooks and everything, because that's the only way that you are actually going to beat competition and get views. And then you have to do it not just once, you have to do it over and over again for every single video, because these people with a personal brand, they can just grow their subscriber base, and the more people know them, the less they have effort to put in their new videos, because more people know them, they will just click. But with a faceless channel, you're starting all over again with every single upload, regardless of how many subscribers you have. Secondly, with a faceless channel, you can't really sell any high-ticket digital products or offers, which, by the way, there are channels, personal brand channels, that have like 2,000 subscribers making 200 grand a month because they sell an offer that is like 10K, 20K, but you're never going to do that with a faceless channel. It's almost impossible. I've never seen anyone do that. Every video is just judged purely on packaging and the value that it provides. And so we are in the business of niches, and I'm going to show you exactly what that means and how we're going to use Claude to do this, or how I've used Claude, and then you can feel free to do whatever you want with that information. But faceless YouTube is technically like real estate, or choosing the niche is like choosing your property location. By the way, I had no idea that a one-bedroom apartment in New York City is almost $1 million. That's freaking crazy. But in Baltimore, it's $150,000.
because of a different niche, because of a different location. And that's the same thing with my faceless or with any YouTube channel. If you have a video that gets 100,000 views in a particular niche that is like entertainment, you're making cat compilations, you might only make a few $100 like I did here, $343. While on the other side, if you talk about some big brain stuff and you attract smarter people that have actually money to spend it and are not just sitting on their toilet scrolling cat reels, you might actually make $2,000 for the same amount of views. So choosing your niche is really important. That's why I really think that you should not choose the niche based on what you like. I know people get into this and they're like, Dave, I really like to play golf with my friends, so I might start a golfing channel, but if that doesn't make money, do not start it. If you're in this to make money, of course. So I'm going to show you a better alternative. There is this strategy that I've named niche quilting in February of 2025. People are borrowing it and renaming it, but essentially just means market plus format. And a lot of people are doing that. Like there are people taking a bird's faces channel and just literally extracting their title skeletons, stealing like an artist and applying it to insects and then applying it to fish. And you can do this with pretty much any channel and any niche. You literally just take out their most popular videos, you take out the title skeleton, you just replace 1 or 2 words for your niche and you're ready to go. Like you're literally just taking something that is proven to work, so you never have to invent an idea. That's why one of the dumbest things that people do, especially when they're just starting out, they go to ChatGPT or they go to vidIQ and they just ask AI to give them ideas based on nothing. AI hallucinates. AI doesn't have access, or at least most of these AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude, they don't actually have access to YouTube. So they don't know what gets views. So when you ask Claude without the things that I'm going to show you for ideas, you're just going to get generic slop that is most likely not going to work. Now, number 3, this is really, really important before we get into the technical stuff, the step-by-step stuff, like copy-pasting prompts. I know you that's what you're here for, and that's fine. But the holy trinity of high-profit niches and what actually makes tons of money on YouTube are these 3. Number 1, videos that are over 25 minutes long. First of all, YouTube is going to promote you more. They want people longer on the platform. Number 2, you can put more ads so you can make more money per 1,000 views. Number 2, you want to attract a Western audience, whether that's Australia or America, just not the UK, mainly because the UK government is now censoring YouTube for Brits. So if you are targeting British people, they're most likely not going to see your videos because their government doesn't allow them to do that. There's a big controversy and fight with YouTube and the UK government now. So we're going to stick to Australians and Americans. And number 3, you want to attract an audience that has at least 40 years or more. So older audience technically is smart, usually smarter, and has more money to spend. If you attract teenagers, they are less likely to give tons of money to advertisers, so they don't spend much money, but also you can't sell anything to them for the most part. Now, some of the examples of that are these sort of videos that don't need lots of views to make lots of money. For example, the one that got 400,000 views in the middle, I would assume they made at least 4 or 5 grand from this one single video. They attract an audience that is older from America, and the audience also watches a 27-minute video, so they're going to see multiple ads. So first of all, let's go over the format that's blowing up right now. And by the way, this might change. That's why I keep posting these sort of videos, because the format that works right now in 6 months may not work. Maybe there's going to be something completely different, but in my heart, I believe this format is going to prevail because of the psychology behind why it works. And these are the simple AI animation educational videos. The reason I think this is always going to stay here is because of the plain reason why it even works in the first place, and that's the simplicity. Like, I've seen these sort of videos 15 years ago. People were making like very simple style of animation and they were blowing up because it's really easy for a human brain to understand and digest what's going on. It's easy, it's simple to follow, and now most people are just making these sort of videos about animals or about prehistoric humans, and for some reason everyone is copying each other in the same niche, and for some people it does work, but for most of them it doesn't. Most people that get into these niches, they don't get results, but the format, the psychology behind the format is very smart. So we're gonna apply that format, but to different niches, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do that. And just one more thing I want to say before we get into the step-by-step tutorial on how to use Claude, and I give you my prompts so you can copy and paste them.
Do not post YouTube Shorts ever. Shorts are a waste of time. Shorts only pay a few cents per 1,000 views compared to long form where you can sometimes make $20 per 1,000 views. And secondly, you cannot sell anything on Shorts because you cannot put anything in the description. There's no links on Shorts. And also the quality of that audience is very low. I mean, those are people sitting on their toilet scrolling Shorts to just pass their time. So you're not really gonna build anything sustainable. I'm gonna really get pissed when I see something like this. I saw this guy on YouTube Shorts. So he says he's gonna delete this in 24 hours. This was literally posted 3 days ago, still not deleted. And then at the end, he shows his proof. If you know anything about YouTube, you know that's not how YouTube looks. Those are not the colors they use. He probably just asked ChatGPT to generate an image of YouTube dashboard and it's really poor quality. He got millions of views on this. So please don't listen to most of this advice and especially do not post YouTube Shorts. All right, now let's start with step number 1. We're gonna head over to Claude, and this is one of the prompts that I use. We're essentially asking Claude to give us topics that would attract an audience that would watch longer videos, that would attract an audience that is from US, not the UK, Canada, Australia, or similar, and the core audience is aged 40 or older. Now, I'm gonna tell you in a second where to get these prompts for free. I'm just gonna let Claude do the work for now. Most of these prompts are inside of my free community. Just go to the classroom and you're gonna go to AI systems. We're gonna find a bunch of free resources that are left there. Here, we're gonna add this prompt, Holy Trinity prompt. So you're gonna find it right over here. Gonna put it up for you. And now Claude is gonna give us some ideas and then we can choose something. I really like the vintage watch collecting. Like obviously anything vintage is gonna attract an older audience than watch collecting. I don't think a teenager is gonna do that or have money for something like that. So this is a really good one. There are some other options. I would stay away from World War II history videos and channels because they are really saturated and it will probably not work. Forgotten American manufacturing and industrial history might work, but I think it's like half saturated. I'm not quite sure about this one. But for this example, I'm just gonna go with vintage watch collecting. And by the way, if you didn't get any ideas from this, either use your own brain and come up with something or just keep asking Claude for more, like more, give me more. It can be something that an audience from Florida, like a 60-year-old dude from Florida would be interested in. What are the hobbies that people in rich states would have, and then you can just take that as a subject. We're not just looking for a rough subject, we're not looking for an entire niche. Number 2, now just find any big YouTube channel to take inspiration from. Literally just go to YouTube and find a channel that is already getting tons of views. I mean, if you're in my community, I have over 1,000 channels here making between $5,000 and $50,000 a month, and I could just grab something from here. For example, this channel that started 2 months ago, I can just copy their YouTube channel link. Now the tool I use for this is Solo AI, but I'm also going to show you an alternative if you don't want to use it. Inside of Solo, there is this video title remix where I can just paste the link to the YouTube channel, explain my niche, this is copy pasted from Claude, and just click generate. And then it just gives me the best title idea that I can go with, and then some other similar title variations based on what has worked for them. So it extracts these title skeletons, and then it tells me what I could make videos about. Now the alternative to that is to just go to Claude, take a screenshot of that YouTube channel, and then ask it to extract title skeletons from the most popular videos and then just apply them to your niche, and then just only change 1 or 3 words and keep the same title framework. So it pretty much does a very similar job. And then you can just pick one of these ideas. For inspiration, Solo also allows me to see how much money other channels are making. So like I can just paste this channel's link and click estimated revenue, and then it's gonna show me how much they make from ads based on their RPM and views. All right, for the next step, we are gonna need to do some research with Claude, so we're not sharing generic stuff that no one wants to hear and that YouTube algorithm will not promote. So if you're bringing nothing new to the table, the YouTube algorithm has no reason to promote your videos to a wider audience. And so what you can simply do is you can use this prompt and you can paste it into Claude alongside with the title that you chose. So we're essentially asking Claude for lesser known facts and obscure details and surprising insights. So something new that our audience is gonna learn from this video, because that's one of the main reasons why we will get views in the first place. All right, for the next step, we need to make the video feel new. We need to share something that's obscure, that's new, that's interesting to give the reason to the YouTube algorithm to even promote our videos in the first place. And we're gonna use this prompt. You can just head over to Claude, paste that prompt alongside with the title that you chose earlier, and now you're letting Claude do the research for you. Because if you're not bringing anything new to the table, the YouTube algorithm has no incentive to push your videos to the front if you're just sharing the same stuff as everyone else. So we're now going to let Claude do the research so we can share something that's not generic, because 99% of people just think they can just go to some magic AI tool, press one button, and it's going to spit out some cool thing that people are going to watch. They're not. They're not going to do that. So we actually have to do a little bit of manual work here with AI, which is much faster than it used to be in the past. Like in the past, me and my team used to do this manually, research things that we can bake into our scripts to share something that's new, but now we're just letting Claude do it. All right, for the next step, we need to write the YouTube script. And there are 3 different ways to do this. The first one is to use Claude. And you will really need to understand curiosity gaps and open loops and how to make sure that people do not get every question answered until the end of the video, because that's going to incentivize them to comment and come back and think about a video, etc. There are so many nitty-gritty details like hooks and all the other stuff that you have to know about in order to write a really high quality script. But if you do have some strong prompts, you can do that with Claude for the most part. Now, there is also the other option, and that is to just pay someone that is a professional YouTube script writer to do that for you. A 1,000 word script, which is only 5 minutes, so it's not really useful. It's gonna be $175, but an actual 10 to 15 minute long script is gonna be $250 per YouTube video, which is honestly very expensive. So what I personally do is I do use Solo Scriptwriter because it has these frameworks integrated. You can just select which ones you want into your script, integrate it into the script, and it also has a database of hooks that work across niches right now, and you can just add that with one press of a button to your script. So you literally just have to describe what your video is about, then paste your title in this box, and then it asks you for details. This is where you can either add some PDF guides or YouTube videos that already speak about this subject, and perhaps multiple YouTube videos so that it pulls data from other things. I'm just going to copy these 10 obscure facts and I'm going to add them as a text note. But again, if I press here, I can just add YouTube links or PDF guides. And the more unique info that I give it, the more unique my script is going to be, because we're pulling sources from different places. And when it asks me for a style of writing, I can leave this blank, or if I want to model someone else's style of writing that is already proven to get results, I can just go to their YouTube channel, I can copy the link to that YouTube video, and then I can just paste it here, and it will model that style of writing for the most popular video on the channel. Now, if you are selling something, you can select that. If you're selling some PDF guides, it's going to optimize your script to promote that. If you're just focusing on ad revenue, then select ad revenue, maximizing my watch time. And then for these, I'm just going to leave it as it is by default. You can also maximize your intro by adding a thumbnail so it knows how to match the intro and the hook to your thumbnail, but I'm just going to leave it like this because I don't have the packaging yet. And then we can bump up the length of this to about 12 minutes for now, and I will just click on generate script and I will let Solo do it. The next really optional step is to create a PDF guide or a digital product that you can sell on your Faceless channel. This is what we're seeing more and more of. It's a really good way to maximize your revenue. Most of these channels actually make 3 to 5 times more money from PDF guides and digital products that they're selling than from ad revenue. If they make 10K from ads, they might be making 30K a month from digital products. And people are doing that in different niches. This is an AI avatar. This is not a real person. He's not from Japan. He is selling this for $26. Here's another person right here selling a digital product in their bio. Let's see for how much. We go down, $20. Here's another person also. This is not an Amish person. This is an AI avatar, and he's selling tons of digital products, not even just one. $47 for this PDF guide. And inside Solo, there's this digital product builder where you can either manually describe your niche and select the buyer type and then just insert how much you want to charge for the PDF guide, and it kind of builds it for you. Or you can also select auto, which is even easier, where you can just describe your niche. If you have your YouTube channel, you will paste the link here and it will analyze your comments, your content, and your niche, and based on that will build a perfect digital product you can sell directly to that audience right away for maximum conversion. Now, since I don't have the channel yet, I will literally just search for my niche and I will find the best possible channels that make the sort of content that I want to get into, paste their channel link, and just click build it for me. And then again, Solo will analyze their comments and their videos, and based on their stuff, will build a product that I can sell on my channel.
Here I've built a bunch of different things, including PDF guides for GTA 6, which is a big trend that's coming up November 19th, so I'm really preparing for this one. A lot of different stuff that I've been building with this digital product builder. But yeah, quite frankly, that is an optional step. If you want to simplify the process, then you just follow our revenue route and that's it. You are gonna miss out on probably 3xing your revenue, but if you just wanna keep it simple, you don't have to build any PDF guides. Next thing that we need are visuals that are gonna show up in the video. And the simplicity of this format that's blowing up right now is exactly what we're gonna take advantage of. These very simple AI animation slideshow videos in different styles of animation. It doesn't have to be just this flat hand-drawn style, but you see there is no movement. It's actually just images stacked one by another, and then there's a voiceover in the background. It's really easy and engaging for a viewer, and it's simple for the eye to follow what's going on. That's why these sort of videos get millions of views. Like, you got 7 million views on a brand new channel. He just started 2 months ago and is blowing up right now. And I mean, a lot of other people are using that exact same style as well. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna copy this script. There's 2 different ways to do it. If you are inside of Solo, the fastest and cheapest option is to just go into the scene generator right here. And you just have to paste your script in this box. On the right side, select how many scenes you want and just select which style you want. If you're making GTA 6 videos, by the way, you can just select that style. If you want the hand-drawn sketch like the other one, do that. Or if you want the stickman style, there's a simple one here. Personally, I do really like the cinematic 2D animation, but for this example, I'm just gonna go with the stickman style. And then we just click generate bulk scenes. And then you just get all these scenes generated for you. This is in the cinematic 2D animation style. I wanted to have a couple of them to show you as an example. And you can then just download them with one press of a button. And then in the hand-drawn sketch style, this is what I got. So I can just download this. And I actually prefer this style. It's a lot more simple, and I think it's really easy to follow through. The coolest thing about this is that when you download these images, they're marked as scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're marked in order, so all you have to do is drag and drop them into your video editing software, and you don't have to find out which one goes where. Next up, we're gonna need a voiceover, and this part I actually do recommend you use your own voice. Not because you cannot monetize AI voices, you absolutely can. All my channels use AI voices, but if you use your own voice, if you have the time to do that, hey, number 1, it's free, but number 2, you're really gonna stand out in the sea of these studio professional AI voices and everyone using high quality voices. You are now just recording it perhaps on your laptop's microphone, and maybe you have an accent or you're not a native English speaker. That's awesome. That's really cool because again, it's gonna stand out, and trust me, it will work a lot better than generic AI voices. There's also the free online voice recorder where you can do that. Just press here and just read your script and that's it. And now if you don't want to record your own voice, there is also the AI voice studio inside of Solo. You can just click on the voiceover and there's gonna be 9,500 different voices to choose from. First of all, you can choose it in any language you want, and then just choose whichever one you prefer. You can also mark if there is something that you really like a voice that you are passionate about, just press favorite and it's saved, and now you can just use it. All you gotta do is paste your script and generate the voiceover. You can then put everything together inside of CapCut, which is a free video editing software. To be fair, I do think that right now I pay about $5 for it, so $5 a month, but I'm pretty sure you can use it for free for a very long time. You just upload your scenes, then just upload your voiceover and then listen to the voiceover and just match the scenes, like literally just make them shorter or longer depending on the voice. And then when you're done putting it all together, just click share and export. There's also the thumbnail maker inside of Solo. For example, I made this thumbnail with it. I really like it. I mean, you can literally just paste a link from YouTube of any thumbnail that you like and just tell it to what you want changed, and it will change it for you. For example, I just grabbed this YouTube thumbnail link and then I just asked Solo to replace this crocodile, it was a crocodile, with a vintage watch, and then it just did that and it also changed the text for me. Now, if you're not getting views and you've been posting, you can now go to the YouTube Performance Analyzer where you can just paste a link to your YouTube video, click collect, and then right here, you can either manually enter metrics, or obviously what's far easier, just take a screenshot of your metrics,
overview, then also the reach, so it knows the click-through rate, engagement, and the retention graph at the bottom. So you need 4 different screenshots. And when you upload them right here and you click extract metrics and you generate a diagnosis, it's gonna tell you exactly why you didn't get the views. So it's gonna tell you exactly what's going on. It's also gonna recommend new titles based on that, new thumbnail fixes based on your click-through rate. It's gonna tell you how much potential revenue you've missed by not making these changes. And at the bottom, it's gonna tell you exactly what to do next. It's literally gonna give you a checklist that you go through, you tick the boxes, and then once you finish all 4, now you're maximizing your views. And now you can start a new analysis for the next video as well. Now, why on earth am I sharing this? Because I run a venture capital that invests in YouTube channels that make at least $5,000 a month. So if you are making $5,000 a month right now from your faceless channel, go to eyeball.vc and you can apply for funding. So we're gonna invest or buy your YouTube channel. If you are not making $5,000 a month yet, then that's why I made this free tutorial. You're also gonna find a bunch of other free resources in my free community that has 100,000 members. Just go to the classroom. I have a bunch of free courses, free stuff right there until you get to 5K a month, and then go to eyeball.vc and apply for funding or sell that channel to me. Now, some advanced strategies, something that I found out to work incredibly well in my channels is adding chapters. So if you just go to your description and you add chapters or timestamps, it really helps with the retention. So a lot of people, especially if it's a longer video, like 20 minutes plus, they might leave. And if you don't have chapters, it's gonna be really hard for them to get back into where they even were. And when you have chapters, it's much easier. Secondly, you're gonna rank sometimes specifically for chapters, like if there's a chapter name that is like how to make a YouTube thumbnail, and that's only the last 2 minutes of my video, I might actually start ranking on YouTube or on Google for that specific chapter only. And when they click on the Google search, they will just be taken to that chapter. And that's really cool. So you're just gonna get more traffic. And all you have to do when you upload is just go to your description and just timestamp where things are, just in this order like this, and that's pretty much it. Number 2, I found that listicles work very well. So when you have a specific number in your title or thumbnail, it feels like people are gonna get something tangible, and this applies across niches. I mean, the most popular videos on this channel are all listicles, 25 something, 25, 30 something, 30 something, etc. So it feels like I'm gonna get something really tangible out of this. And number 3, probably the best tip, go to channels in your niche or channels that make similar content to what you want to make, and go to the most popular videos, go to the comments, copy all of them, put them into Claude, and just ask it questions about this audience. What do they like? What do they don't like? What would they like to see? What would they like to be included or not included next time? And then just apply that advice to your videos. This is really, really cool. You can do this with your competitors now because it's so easy. You just copy the comments and you do it. Again, if you are making $5,000 a month, you can sell me your channel at eyeball.vc. If you are not making 5K yet, go to my free community and try and get there as fast as you can, because it's never been easier to do YouTube, but it's still not gonna be easy, especially if you're just starting out. This is not a get rich quick scheme. I know people call this YouTube automation, but as you saw, nothing is really fully automated. Do not fall for N8N automations or like, hey, I'm gonna use Claude code to just pump out slop. That's never gonna work. You are gonna get banned or shadow banned or demonetized, or you're just not gonna get views. So just do not fall for it. Use AI as your friend, as a tool that speeds up the process and allows you to create higher quality content, but do not use it to fully replace everything and you just press a button and it just pumps out content. It's not gonna work like that ever. Don't fall for the tools that promise you can just enter a prompt and it's gonna create everything for you and you're just gonna magically post it and it's magically gonna get millions of views and you're gonna get rich doing nothing. That's not how this works. This is a business like any other, but hell, this is the best business as you don't necessarily have to sell any products. There are no clients. There is a potential to build a real asset that provides passive income because videos will continue getting views if you do it correctly for a long, long time. And the more videos you do post, essentially the more properties, the more digital real estate you own. Every single video is a piece of digital real estate that just keeps compounding over months, over years. So go out there, start building yours, and I will see you next time. Peace.